Welcome everyone tonight to the Core GT series, coming at you from virtual Misano World Circuit, Marco Simoncelli. So obviously circuit name for the tragic loss of Marco years ago on a motorcycle, but definitely an interesting track here tonight, and got a 1 hour race on tap here for you. Tyler is having to broadcast another race for CRN, so we might catch him in here before the end of this one. They're going to have one fast repair in the pits tonight, 40% fuel. They are running fixed setups, and unfortunately, McLaren had some issue with the papaya color apparently that they use, so we won't be seeing the new McLaren tonight, unfortunately. It will be the old flame-throwing one that we have come to know and love. That we would be happy to see it sunsetted and retired into legacy content. Looks like the track temperature at 92 degrees this morning. So it is 9 o'clock in the morning. It should get a little warmer throughout the day. So kind of going back to Carl's a little bit more hotter tracks. So that should be good for us here tonight. Let's pull up the info. And if you'll notice, I've got the divisions working finally. Had to do a complete refresh of the whole setup, but it appears to all be working functionally. Let's show you the overall, kind of see where everybody's going to be gridding up here. If I can find where my buttons have gone to. So you kind of see, I'll have to, if I do that, I would need to put it on James there, just to, so if you notice the little green number next, little dash next to James Molyneux's name there, that indicates he is being focused on now. But otherwise, if you see either the gold, the silver, the red, or the bronze, I'm going to have to change the bronze to something a little darker. It doesn't come through as well for this. But there's kind of how your overall's looking. Looks like Michael there in 7th currently, being kind of fast for the rookie division. Alex Gullerson in 11th. But you know, at the top you got your golds. Right down below you got most of your silvers. Then Alex Jaspers being your fastest bronze division driver there. So finally starting to see James Pierce put some of his speed to use here. He's currently in the pits. We'll swap up our cameras here and show you some new little treats we've got here for, we leave this here on overall. Yep, I've got this guy over here that I can show you where everybody is on track there. And then we have our class display. You can see Ricky Renner's leading the gold division, Jack Stoneman leading your silver, Michael leading the rookie division, and bronze is Alex Jaspers. So, kind of give you a quick little thing if we have the overall pulled up here. But otherwise, we will go back and forth as I remember tonight between that and our grouped headings here. So, because we have Michael and Alan there setting a faster time than Alex, that's why you have your rookie division in between your silver and your bronze. So, got a feeling after a couple more races, we're starting to see those guys filter into their appropriate divisions. But looks like about a minute left here. See if we can hop on board here with Mason Smith. And yeah, kind of like that view a little bit better. See a little bit of the handiwork in that BMW with its Fanatec Sim Racing wheel. You know, it's about $1,300 if you wanted to buy one of those, but supposedly it's the exact same one that you see in the car right there. Yes. Yep. This track here at Misano definitely encourages you to what at some other tracks would definitely be an off track, but the track limits are keeping 2 tires on the red and white curbing. So kind of nice to see, you know, you get to play with it a little bit. We'll see Mason come down here into this first complex, and you can see exactly how much he's trying to take out of them as he decides to park it, as qualifying is over now. Gonna have to wait for, it looks like Nick Terrell may be the last car here out on track trying to get his lap in. Is in that Corvette there. So with iRacing's new internet, sorry, I'm reading something. My apologies. With iRacing's new update here for Season 4, we didn't get the McLaren as we were hoping just yet, but definitely got some BOP adjustments for our GT3 cars here. Some of which I know the Merc got a little bit more downforce, or significantly improved downforce. The Ferrari and the BMW got a little bit of boost mapping. They also got some better rain tires, supposedly. I think pretty much all of them got better rain tires with the exception of the Porsche. But I think we all kind of knew the Porsche was a little OP in that rain department before. So probably just balance that out a little bit. Porsche got a little bit more power as well, so that should help with its been kind of chronically straight line challenged. As we're looking through here tonight, the fastest lap we have here so far, and I doubt it will be beaten just yet, is going to be Ricky Renner with a 1:35.08. So on a 90-degree track, that was a smoking lap. So, as the track rubbers up, maybe if somebody tries to put a quali push lap in somewhere, you might see a 1:34 in the race, but I highly doubt it. As we are still just kind of sitting here waiting. Nobody really out on track at the moment. Let's pull up our scenic views here and kind of show you some of those, as we will wait for the results to pull up here in a second. Sorry, not our results, but our grid. It's going to take just a minute here. Let me pull this up, and I've got one little quick thing I have to do here. I forgot my... There we go. All right, so it is actually wanting to work for me now. So now that we got everything correct, and that is muted so I don't have to hear myself talk, Ricky Renner taking pole here tonight with that 1:35.076, a little faster than SDK told me a little bit earlier. Dominique Ford about a tenth off in second. Mason Smith another 4/10 back to third. Jack Stoneman be starting in fourth. James Pierce in fifth. Nick Terrell in sixth. Michael in seventh. Braden Carlson in eighth. Powell Casca in ninth. Dane Simpson in 10th. Alex Gullison in 11th. Abhi Vishwasam in 12th, as we will scroll down here to the next set. Tyler Bramble in 13th. Alex Jasper starting in 14th. Michael Piccanini in 15th. Jose Mare in 16th. Joshua Betts in 17th. Eric Martin in 18th. Tim Thompson in 19th. James Molyneux in 20th. John Crane starting in 21st. So it looks like we got 21 cars out here tonight. And we will pull up the race. They are starting to grid up here. I picked the one driver who is not currently gridded up. And let me see, do I have a zoomed in view of these guys? I don't have anything that's pulling up just yet, but see Dominique Ford there in his Lamborghini. Ricky Renner running the Porsche. Mason Smith running the BMW here tonight. Jack Stoneman in the Porsche. James Pierce, not yet gridded, is in the McLaren. And now it is arguing with me again. We got another one from the other angle there. Wow. Yeah. So Nick Terrell in that Corvette. Braden Carlson in the Ford GT. Michael in the purple Lamborghini. Paul Casca in the Audi there. Dane Simpson is in Roxy tonight. Alec Gullison in the black Porsche there. Abhi Vishwasam in the Cuse Porsche. Tyler Bramble running that 212 Mercedes here tonight. Alex Jaspers in the Vault Tech Porsche there. Michael Piccanini in another Porsche. I can't quite read that one on the quick. Jose Mari in the Porsche as well. Joshua Betts, Porsche. Eric Martin, Porsche. James Molyneux, Porsche. Tim Thompson, Speed Monkeys Porsche. John Crane, another Porsche. So, a little bit of the Porsche Cup going on here at the back of the show for you. But we will jump back to our leaders here as they do their long pace lap. So unfortunately, this track's a little bit too new. Don't have many new cameras for it just yet. But as these guys come around here, you can see how tight some of these corners are. That almost 180 U-turn. We're going to pull, while I got a second, pull that track back up there. You can see where the 238 is the front stretch. That'll be James Pierce missing the start, having to start from his pit box there. Put it back there on Ricky Renner. And then, if this was Top Gear, I would have to call this the isn't straight. It's long. It's not really straight, but it's full throttle all the way down. Most of these cars are clicking into 6th gear at some point, with the exception of the Mercedes. I don't know. I feel like they gave it more downforce, but they also somehow managed to make those gears even longer than they were before in the fixed set. So, a little bit of interesting stuff there. So, no. Sorry. Hopefully, I don't lose my voice before the end of the night. Gotten used to having Tyler to take some of the load off of me for that. But if you're not watching us here, tune in over for the other CRN. You get Carl and Tyler in the booth for, what was it? It was, what did we call that? The VVR here tonight. So, but these guys are starting to get close here, about to come around the last corner. The Porsche pace car ducking off into the pits there. We don't have a starter cam on this. I think we're going to go with the mixed camera view here to start this one off.
Green flag, green flag.
It is green, and they go. Dominique getting to a little bit of a jump there on the outside. As Ricky there, yep. Dominic getting ahead of Ricky and wanting to press that advantage. Look back through the field here. Got some guys still running it side by side. And that is Paolo Casco was trying to look on the inside of Dane Simpson there. Let's go back out to the thing. Oh. Showing a crash from James Pierce here. What happened? Looks like he started. Did he light the tires up when he turned the pit limiter off? No, I'm not seeing the crash. Well, I guess that's just an SDK weirdness then. We'll go back live here. And Dominique Ford still out to the lead here. Got Ricky Renner not far behind, just 0.3 of a second. Jack Stoneman here in third, beating out, getting ahead of Mason Smith. So Stoneman taking the fight to the gold drivers here. All right. So looking in here, we have looked back down through the field. One of our next closest battles here is going to be between these three, Braden Carlson, Dane Simpson, and Paolo Casca. I'll put the camera here on Dane, see if he's going to try to launch something there. Nope. Although Dane looking to maybe get a little bit of a crossover exit style. Guys at the back, you can see the difference between them and Dominique and Ricky here with how much of that green they are cutting. So that is going to be your largest thing here. And that's where you gain the time on this track, is how much of the corner you can get away with cutting and making your line a little shorter and a little straighter and getting on that gas a little bit earlier. Yeah, but Dom not able to just run away from Ricky here. Ricky going to the inside. Dom wants to pinch him down, but Ricky's going to have the good line to get the launch off the corner, especially in that Porsche. It is side by side running down the straight. Looks like that Lamborghini is going to have a little more of the long legs, but nope. Ricky coming back to the outside here. It's not exactly a spot you're going to do too well going around the outside. But if Ricky can keep it side by side, nope. And that's allowed Jack Stoneman to get side by side. They are very close back there. But Ricky coming out ahead back onto the front straight. You can see Mason Smith still not far behind here. Let's see, showing Dominic Ford having the fastest lap that lap with a 1:36.4. So a little slower than their qualifying laps by a bit. Then you have Nick Terrell back here in 5th. Gonna drop it over to our overall view here for a little bit. And then we will pull up the new thing at the top, and you can see who is leading each division from there. As we go back through here, you still, these guys up front, your top 3 to 4 are all within a half a second of each other. They're not running away. We're on lap 3 now, 4 minutes in, and that means 55 minutes and some change left to go here tonight. Beavis Savasam looking like he's going to make a move there on Alan Gullison. Gets that Porsche down to the inside, getting a little bit better runoff. Gullison having to take to the outside curbing and doesn't quite get the same launch as they are coming through the isn't straight here into the back end of the course. Abby using a little bit more of that, gets it done, and that puts Abby into P10 in overall and P6 in silver. Yeah. We might need a few more people in gold to give Dom, Ricky, and Mason some real challenges. I got a feeling Jack's going to be up in gold before too long. And Nick Terrell and Michael Brook, just judging by their qualifying times, really are right in there as well. Look at Nick Terrell here in the Corvette. Actually the only Corvette here tonight. Haven't really run it since the update, but I've heard it got a little bit more downforce in the update. So hopefully it's not quite as squirrely as it used to be. But yeah, that move has put Abhi Vishwasam back on the hunt for Dane Simpson. Those two are fairly close in points here tonight. As looking up front here, Dom has pulled that gap out to about 7 to 8 tenths of a second. And Ricky and they're all just right there. Probably giving each other a little bit of breathing space. We still have 54 minutes left of race time. So, you're not going to win the race in the next 5 minutes. But if you keep yourself within striking distance, maybe, Mason may be trying to take care of the tires a little bit on this little bit warmer track. Let's see. Now that we're into the race session here, let's pull up our weather real quick and see. Looks like track temp's already up to 96, so it's getting up there. So we'll keep an eye on that and pull up our dashboard here down in the bottom corner, see what kinds of speeds these guys are getting. Yeah. Minimum speed for turn 1, 80 miles an hour out of Mason there, and you can see how much of that corner he got to cut. Although if you could tell, the track just got a little darker. We're getting a little bit of cloud cover now. Ooh, Mason getting right onto the back of Jack Stoneman. Mason sees that gap is starting to open up a little bit. He wants to be behind Ricky, not behind Jack, another in a different division. Mason going to try to maybe set up a crossover move into the next corner before the long back straight. Gonna try to do the cut back here, it looks like. right on the tail. Gonna get the draft. Is he gonna try to poke out? Not quite enough to have the nose in for the first bit. Ooh, Stoneman blinking a little. That's gonna make Mason a little nervous. But the door is closed. Nowhere for Mason to try to make that pass. As we are now onto lap 5 with 52 minutes to go. Mason maybe. I don't think he's going to be close enough to try for a lunge down here into one. Is he going to set something up for coming out of 2? Doesn't quite have the ability to try to pull the crossover there. That Porsche just able to get off those low-speed corners so well. There we go, Mason sending it in the double right-hander. And, you know, there's your difference between gold and silver. Mason making the move, no hesitation. Got the door open, and it just waltzed right through. You see Jack had to do a little correction that made him run a little wide, but, you know, just racing. So looking back here through our field, see if we have any other close battles. Powell Casca now. Looks like Dane Simpson got around Powell. I'll have to try and see what we have here. See this pass for P8 between, yeah, Dane just sticking his nose down on the inside there. It's that same double right hand turn. Just able to get in and out a little better than Powell. We go back here. Yeah, not exactly able to just run away from Powell, although a B taking up a lot of real estate there out of the back of that Audi in that last little complex. Pull up our group divisions here for a little while. That way you can see where your favorite drivers are. Class at 1. Okay, so that's showing it there. Sorry. It's okay, so it's giving you, it's showing you where they are. So if it's showing me that, it should. So we can swap that there. Okay. That's going to show you where they are in each division. Alright. With the new overlay and everything. Oh! Little bit of a thing from Gullison here. I saw him in the background. Did the pendulum from the Porsche wind up biting him? Gets on the brakes, still on the curb, and yep, rear end kind of comes around. Keeps it off everybody, so good save there out of Alan Gullison. But here we go. James Pierce making his way back up through the field. Yep, there we go. James trying to run down a B, Powell, and Dane. So, you know, the guys here up front, Ricky Renner. Oh, what happened? Let's go back to here. Ricky Renner went off track. Oh, got a little wide into that, and that allowed Mason and Jack Stoneman to get by him. Those rear tires will not be happy with Ricky Renner there for at least quite a few laps. So we will go back here to this battle between Dane, Powell, Obby, and James, who is making his way into it. So the question is, will James coming through this group leave an opening for Obby or Powell to make some headway in on Dane Simpson? Sorry, having to give my voice a little bit of a break so we can make it through this one. Yep, that is Powell looking to make a move, but look back here. That is James coming to the inside of a B. You can see just a straight send out of James there. Keep the thing on James here, and let's see, this could be a good view here. I think it's going to be left front. Watch how much of these curbs James takes compared to Powell there, although I'm pretty sure that one may have gotten James an off track. He's right on the edge of the line. Yeah. You see James coming back here. Just taking that little bit more. Is he going to try to launch it in on this one? Decides not to here. And this one little section of the course is generally where the Porsche is the strongest. But Abby looking like he's pushing a little too hard to try to stay on the back of James. As James has got the move made. Yes. Looks like he will take the 5th position off of Powell Casca there. Coming back down. He's going to try to... Don't think he's going to be close enough to launch an attack on Dane this lap. Maybe. But I think 0.6 of a second is too much to try to make up in this particular drag race. Unless he catches Dane sleeping on the binders here. And he takes about half that lead out. So right in front of James, you have Dane and then Braden Carlson right there as well. So you got all these drivers stacked in here within a second or two of each other. Then you got a nice big gap up to 6th place for Michael. Yeah. So James looking to the inside there, not quite enough to make it stick. You can see just how much more of that curb James is taking with that McLaren. Deciding not to send it to the inside of Dane there. And you see just how much that Porsche having the engine in the back really gives it the traction out of the slow speed corners. As Dane, the first one of this group to hold James off for almost an entire lap now when he might have been in striking distance. You can see just seems to... I was going to say you can see how much better of a exit James gets, but gets on the curb and loses a little bit to the Porsche there. You know, 0.2 of a second, though. I think we're going to see James send it to the inside here where he did on a B. He's looking. Not quite. But Dane has also closed that gap to Michael in front of... Or, sorry, to Braden in front of him down a little this lap. Yep. About 0.3 quicker out of Dane than Braden that last lap. And James is there. James is ready. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Nope, James just thinks better of it. As Dane is going to try to cut back here. And he's got the forward push to the outside. That's not going to really leave James any place to try to make that pass. So that's an entire lap. Dane Simpson has held off James Pierce. So that is some amazing driving by Dane Simpson there. You know, this little cluster of cars, I mean, we've been ignoring the front of the field, but looking here, Ricky Renner trying to get around Jack Stoneman here. But that is Abiva Javasam getting around Braden Carlson, or maybe not, trying. Yep, looks like he's going to, well, he's got Powell Casca in front of him. It looks like he had it, but had to check up for Powell there. some really good battling going on here in the midfield in your silver division here tonight. So let's see here. You can see James still yet to get around Dane Simpson. That has put Dane into third place in silver behind Nick Terrell and Jack Stoneman there. We'll pull our grouped things back up here. Okay, so we can show the lap cars. There's a little bit of blue there. So this lap, you see James just taking all of that curb. Is he going to be 4/10? Not quite close enough to launch it in yet. Yeah, we saw him send it in on the end of the isn't straight for a B. And then we saw him get around Powell into this corner. 3/10 back. Is it going to be close enough for him to get the job done this time? He gets right there on the back of Dane. Dane gets a little wiggle out of that Porsche. Probably tried to get on the throttle just a little bit early. Oh! James having the rear end step out on him just a little bit. And that's opened the door for Powell. Two of the 212 guys. Are they going for the same track real estate? It's close. But no. James coming out ahead in the lead of that battle there. And then back here we have a B trying to put the moves on Braden here. Having to wonder if with some of the updates to that Ford that we got in the patch notes about engine braking and a few other things, if maybe it's a little bit more of a handful to drive now. Yeah, you either got that or you got potential tire wear issues that could be surfacing. Because we are 13 laps in, 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. So if he's having tire issues already, that's going to be a long night for Braden. James trying to take a little peek there, it appears. But Dane Simpson holding his own against James Pierce. James's fastest lap is a 136.4, Dane's 137.3. Yeah, you would think with, just shy of a second worth of pace, you'd be able to easily pass, but Dane is not making that an easy task for James here. James looking to get that little bit better of a run, but I think he's having to back out on corner exit because of Dane's line through there. And I'm pretty sure I just saw a piece of rubber flick off in the background there. I don't think I've seen iRacing do that before, but there we go. Oh! James coming in with the body check to Dane. Dane getting into the wall. A little bit of damage there on the right front. You know, at that 20-minute mark, these guys are normally having to go into the pits to get fuel about now. Matter of fact, let's see, we see James. Is that James that ducked in the pits as well? No, that's Abby ducked into the pits. So Abby had no damage and Dane did, so you know, hopefully that won't hurt Dane too much. He will take his fast repair here, I would imagine. As we will look here. Yep, that's Dane taking that fast repair on Roxy. We'll have to see how he comes out there on that, and we'll wind up looking at that incident later in the review with the admins. Let's see. There you go. Showing a crash for Tim Thompson. What happened here? Is that just slow where they have to take that left coming out of the pits? Because it also showed... yeah, maybe that's just what happens when you're on the... Uh-oh. Yeah, this is just... Probably one of those things they were a little late on getting off the limiter, and it probably registers that speed as a crash. Because yeah, I'm seeing that out of everybody that's come out of the pits here. Go back to our live timing here. That is Ricky Renner and Jack Stoneman into the pits now. Dominique Ford, let's pull up the pit strategy here. Oh, because they haven't done their pitch yet, that's going to be kind of useless. And let's look at their lap times over the last few laps. Since lap 10, looks like Dominique is slowly putting about a tenth to 3/10 on average a lap on Mason Smith there. Got that gap up to 4 seconds. Nick Tyrrell currently leading your silver division. Now, Nick, we have seen get a few extra laps of fuel throughout the season, so I don't think with these guys, now that we've got their pit stops starting on average around 24 minutes in, I don't think anyone's going to be able to squeeze another 6 minutes out, but they might make that last stop a few extra gallons less. But looking back here, this is how this is shaking out. You have Braden Carlson after his pit and Dane. So these three are back on top of each other. So Dane not losing a ton of real estate in that off track. Looking like Dane about a second quicker in the pits than Braden. So I'm wondering if Braden took an extra tire or two. Maybe that is what that Ford needed. But that is Dominique Ford, Mason Smith, James Pierce, Nick, Michael, and Powell all in the pits. So that's going to be, let's see, where's Stoneman? He was see what that gap winds up being. Is he going to be able to come out ahead of Mason? I don't think the answer is going to be yes, but we will see here. Nope, he does come out ahead of Nick Tyrrell, so hasn't Ricky Renner right on his back door. Got James and Powell coming out there together. And Abby's going to be close. Almost managing to pull the overcut out on James Pierce there. Right here, Powell Casca pulling off the overcut on Braden and Dane. So, tight racing out of this group there. So currently the gap between James and Dane after that incident, only 3.3 seconds. So we'll have to see if James has, or Dane has any answer to come back and make up some ground on Braden and Powell here. Be warned, Roxy, with those big old teeth, she might be hungry here tonight. But let's look back through here, see who we haven't seen much of here tonight. Jose Mare, running 8th now in silver. He's up 2 positions from his start here, so decent performance out of Jose. Biggest current gain is going to be Avicii Vishwasam, up 4 spots in 4th in silver and 8th overall. So seeing Michael here coming back in the pits, I'm guessing, is that a drive-through already? I'm not showing an incident limit. I mean, it's only showing me 1 off track for him. So, well, no, it says he was in the pits. I guess we just caught him after his pit box. You can see on the rejoin there how close he came out there to Jose Moret. Eric Martin hadn't seen much of him either tonight, but he's running back here in 15th overall, second in your bronze division. Alex Jaspers still leading bronze. He has a, what is that, 5.7 second lead over Jose there. And seeing Tyler Bramble here down in 19th or 10th in silver division. So he asked me not to show him tonight, but he's already looks to have had his issues. I saw a little bit of a crash earlier here tonight. So hopefully Tyler can turn that back around and make something of it. Not doing half bad. I know he didn't have any real time here on track, but right here got Ricky Renner trying to get around, Ricky Renner has gotten around Jack Stoneman, so we have a 1-2-3 in our gold division for the top 3 spots again. But you can see the gap there between Jack and Nick Terrell, not too big. James Pierce, however, is 16 seconds off the back of Nick. So a lot of work for James if he wants more than third place here in silver tonight. Abby has gotten around Powell Casca there. Trying to see if we have a thing for that. Yeah, Powell. No, that's just where Avi came out through the pit cycle. And that is Dane Simpson getting around Braden Carlson. Showing an off track here for Michael Piccinini. Oh! Porsche doing kind of Porsche things with that pendulum effect there in that corner. Nice recovery from Michael, though. Looking back here, that is Powell Casca and B. Vishwasam still duking it out. Just 0.2 of a second there between them. So Powell looking for a way around here. Avi is not giving him an easy pathway. Even though he's taking the outside there and going to try to take the inside, the Audi does not seem to have the same drive out of the slower speed corners that Porsche does. Oh, Avi locking the rear end up, sliding it a little bit. Taking that, that line is going to compromise a B and give Powell some clean air. Gonna wind up being over a second by the time he gets done with that. So a small little mistake out of a B cost him 4th in silver. Has now put Dane Simpson onto the back of him, only 0.6 back.
Hi, John. Hi, chat. Hi, broadcast.
Hey, Tyler, did you finish over, what was it, VVR?
I sure did, and now I'm here in GT. I had good air travel today here in Misano.
Yeah, so where were they running tonight?
Oh, good old Atlanta Super Speedway. My voice
still...
is already dead.
I was gonna say it's sad that they call Atlanta Super Speedway. Ooh, little mistake out of a B there. So let me go ahead and share my screen here for you.
Check out to see what is going on here. Hopefully the chat didn't miss me too much. All right, here we are. Let's see. What do we got?
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, so you used last names like the roster. Oh, I didn't realize the roster wasn't showing the... Let's see. Yeah, always have the roster showing the full names.
Perfect. It looks good. I love this new setup, isn't it? It's just beautiful.
Yeah, you got all the info you could ever want. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the car thing there because that's getting a little big and into the portion of the screen you can read.
Mm-hmm.
So here, looking here overalls to here tonight, Tyler. You got your 3 gold drivers up top, like it should be.
Usuals.
Although
Yep.
Jack gave Ricky quite the run for quite a while, and
Okay.
was actually in 3rd overall there for a bit. So, but Mason and Dom have kind of checked out. 3 seconds between Dom and Mason, and
Our
then
usual programming. That makes
and
sense.
then
Yeah.
12 seconds back to Ricky.
Oh,
Ricky had a
yes,
little
yeah,
bit of
okay.
an off-track incident. Kind of, I don't want to call it a wreck because he didn't really lose it, but came kind of close.
Okay. I'll fill myself in. I'm scrolling through the past broadcasts to see any major events.
Yeah, it's there hasn't been anything too crazy here tonight. So just some good racing. There was a lot. James Pierce coming through got into the side of Dane there, or Dane got into James. I wasn't able to really give it a thing. I told everybody we'll have to. That'll get reviewed by the admins later. So don't want to assign blame before everybody's had their chance to get some eyes on. But looking through here, currently you have Braden Carlson here and Alex. Sorry, not Alex. Alan Gullison. Tripping over names a little bit. They got a nice little battle here. Braden seems that something has dropped off of his pace a little bit as the race is going on. Wasn't a little bit of a blinky there. So I'm not quite sure if that Ford might be chewing its tires up because it seems as the runs go on, he's kind of falling off a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, and that's something that I wanted to keep an eye on, especially in this race, is that tight battle in the silver division between, who is it, Avi, James Pierce, Stoneman, and Braden Carlson. 9 points separates that top 4. Yeah, any finish can change anything, and right now Avi's looking pretty good. Obviously Stoneman's looking pretty good as well. Carlson's just there, and James Pierce as well. So the dominant guys, typical in the silver division, are right there battling.
Seeing I noticed this earlier. It looks like we have a. Oh, it's doing that. Oh, okay. So that was the one I think he had to. Yeah, he did come into the pits twice. Michael broke there. It's weird when you go back and try to scroll through SDK to make sure you haven't missed anything. You catch stuff that didn't come through the first time.
Yeah, I got that. That makes sense. But yeah, looks like pretty good racing still going on here. I like the battling.
We actually have a little bit of a battle here in bronze between Alex Jaspers and Eric Martin.
Sticking pretty close. I like it right now.
Yeah.
Making the move to the inside. No?
Yeah, I would say with this track, it's all on how much of that green area of the track you can get your car on. And it's definitely interesting watching Eric take more green in some spots and Alex taking more in others.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of the Porsche Cup thing going on here tonight. So, I think some of these slow speed corners have got guys yearning for that traction you get with that rear engine from the Porsche.
Yeah, that's the typical, that's road course, Drivers are going to be green or purple or whatever you want to call it in road racing.
Oh!
Be better as there goes Martin. Not quite. Good save.
So, I've been noticing something. I'm wondering if it's something new with this update. And maybe you've seen it even on the oval side before. Have you seen the cars flicking off pieces of rubber before?
Sometimes. I've seen that a little bit in the previous update too. I mean,
I've caught it 3 or 4 times tonight. They're real little, and I haven't gone back to try to freeze frame on one. But I keep seeing the little what looks like just tire rubber flicking off.
Yeah, I didn't really see it that much over in the Atlanta race. They obviously that wasn't that big, especially because it's a super speedway race, so rubber isn't the biggest factor in that. But that's a typical thing for racing here. But that is a cool little, nice little detail there added.
Yeah, they whenever some of the changes over on the GT3 side, they've done some definite balance of power changes. So it will be interesting to see as the season goes on. Some of the guys that, I think this is one of the first times I've seen Mason not run the Ferrari. Mason's in the BMW tonight. We hadn't seen a BMW, I think, all season.
That's different.
Yeah. So. But yeah, it looks like Dom, just this particular combo, I think, has a little more than what Mason can give tonight on that. Unless Mason's playing the slow game, pit strategy, you never know.
Yeah, 4/10 off a Dom right now. Nothing too crazy. But
No,
4 seconds. Is
yeah.
I was gonna say 4 seconds is a little bit of a wild card here, but we'll have to see. Obviously, is there a pit stop? I would assume there's still one more pit stop.
Yeah. They stopped around 24 minutes. So
okay, so another 10-ish minutes or so maybe for another pit stop. All right, that makes sense. So that'll probably be a main difference in a possible battle for the lead here as well. One car going off a little bit back.
yeah, it looks like that is showing a yeah. So SDK every time these guys come out of the pits is registering it as a crash.
Yeah, so as you can see here, we've seen a lot of incidents like this here tonight. That's a common occurrence that we'll have to keep watching out for, incidents on pit road.
Yeah. Well, there's no crash. I keep watching. It's a speed thing. Maybe they're not coming off the thing quick enough, but it's like, I finally fixed SDK so we get our divisions and everything set up perfect.
That looks great.
And yet it's going to do something else to mess me up. So.
Of course, not everything is perfect. It's the love of technology. We all know this.
Yeah, that was Tim Thompson that went off track there. So this one should be. Oh, back of the Porsche loses it and
yeah,
lost the front bumper.
No bueno. That's not a good hit there. Especially if that were a safer barrier, maybe a different story. But that's a heavy guardrail. Yeah. That's no good.
The front end of that thing looks a lot more like a Beetle now.
A little bit, yeah, actually. Maybe that'll help them aerodynamically for some reason, or make it worse. We'll probably say
probably not, but
yeah,
a little bit of a battle here going on between Dane Simpson, Braden Carlson, and Alan Gullison.
Staying pretty consistent. Gullison doing pretty good right now, leading in the rookie division. Not really much threat from Michael Piccinini behind right now. But
yeah, Piccinini and Gullison before the season will be over, they're going to fall into a division. Alan, I think, is going to wind up being silver from what I saw the data tracking to, provided he doesn't have any skewed results like non-finishes.
Yeah, he's run, I think, in just about every race this year. So yeah, promotion soon, looking pretty good. But yeah, this is a good battle right now between Carlson and Dane Simpson. Carlson just previously ran a little bit faster, so now it's just going to be a matter about what's the right spot to pass him. I'm not perfectly familiar with this track either, so I'll have to continue to watch some more laps to see what drivers do here. I know corner cutting could be big, but you got to be a little bit careful.
If you see the Alan back there, you got to keep two tires on the red and white curb. That's all you got to do. It's not corner specific, yada, yada, yada. As long as two tires are on that red and white, you're good. So you can have half the car over on the green or more, and it's legal.
Yeah, and that lap car there, as Carlson tried to get by, looked like kind of threw him off a little bit because he had to take a much deeper arc into that hairpin corner, which made him lose a little bit more time on Dane Simpson there. But now he's got, I believe that's Alan Gullison right behind him there. So
yep.
Pretty good.
So one of the interesting things is through this corner complex right here, I know from driving it, you're dropping down to like fourth gear and just letting it. You're not on the brakes as much as just using the engine to slow the car down and hold on and pray that the rear end doesn't slide out from under you until you get around that right hander, and then you get that little short chute, and you can do all your braking in the short chute.
Yeah.
So
well. Now we have pit stops here, so...
41, so that is Dane Simpson and Braden coming in.
See who decides to get out first, because this could be big for their finishing position in their class.
Yeah. Now that's Abiva Juvasam, who came in the same exact time. Pull up our pitch strategy here, kind of see Vizhuvasam came in... let me play with this. We'll do pit stop lap there. Yeah, you can see they came in... lap 13 for Abby, and same with Dane there. You know what? You're going to have to show me. We're going to have to go to about 15 here. There we go. Get enough of the guys in here we can actually kind of see what the pit stop strategy. But Dom and Mason all squeezing out 15 along with Stoneman and Terrell as well. There you go. So let's hide that pit strategy here real quick. Because yeah, you got Dom there in the middle of the mix. Although pretty sure, give him a second, and yeah, you see he just runs back away from him. But they're gonna have Mason Smith right behind them as well here very shortly.
Well, this is a continuously good battle right now. Carlson had a good pit stop. He almost had a chance to get by with the faster car in front now, but these two continuing to battle here right now for P7 in the silver division. A little bit wide is Dane Simpson there in the corner. Carlson tried to get beneath, but wasn't quite there. Now let's get the draft on the straightaway.
Yeah, looking through here. Ooh. Yeah, you can see there for a split second the braking difference between these guys is, they're running the same lap times, but I mean, you've got rear engine versus front engine right there. And the two cars that you want to talk about, two cars that are supposed to run the same lap times, but do it via such different means, is the Porsche and the Mustang.
Well, of course, there's got to be some variety right now, which makes it fun.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like I've driven the Ford, and I have no idea how to try to drive that thing fast. The Porsche, it's all about making up time on the brakes and being able to get on the gas earlier than anyone else.
Whoa!
Ooh, Dane running a little wide there. Is he going to try to squeeze him? And then we got Mason who's going to try to peek through here.
Ooh.
Mason going for the draft.
Wide.
Three wide.
Trying. Oh boy, be careful here. But that's going to allow Carlson to get the draft behind Mason here. Try to get a little bit of an arc here in the corner. He overshoots it again. But here goes Carlson with a good run off the corner.
Yep, and there's your difference in just your drivers. They're just running different lines. Each car requires different things. And now we're going to see, does Dane have the ability to drag that Ford back down the straightaway with the increased power the Porsche got? Yeah, because you know those big old white teeth are just right in the rear view for Carlson there.
That shouldn't make it any more pressurized at all. That's a word, pressurized. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, he did a good pass there. Going to continue to maybe get a little bit of draft off of Mason, who has lost quite a few more tenths on Dom the last few laps. Still less than 5 seconds is the difference, but they'll still have their pit stop, and we'll see if that makes any big difference.
Yeah, looking through here, let's grab. There we go. A little bit of a different camera view here into turn one. Let's see, who else is running nice and close together? There is nobody here technically on track. Check in with Dom here. There's, the gap back to Mason. And then we have Ricky Renner back here. So then we have... Wow. Yeah. So really... Okay, so Stoneman in the pits now. So it will be interesting to see has... Yep, so... There's only a handful. Let's see here. Pit strategy. Pull them up here. So it looks like most people... Let's see. So yeah, there's 2 more laps for Ford and Smith if they, can stretch that out. So...
Yeah, they're trying to run long, maybe to take less fuel in the next pit stop here. It really won't make a difference, really. For the rest of the field, but it'll be a difference between the top 2 who can execute on and off pit road the best. Will there be any changes made right now? Stoneman off of pit road in P4, the silver. Back to this battle here as
Yeah.
well.
Oh. Well, we've got... Oh, that's because of the pits.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I saw Abby getting very close to everybody. I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. But yeah, Abby, after that last pit phase and everything, managing to squeak out about a 4-second lead over Braden and Dane. Abby was behind both of them earlier at the start of the race, so good job out of a B there. Looks like we have Ricky Renner and James Pierce. James, having missed the gridding, started in the back. I guess he maybe looking for a last to first challenge here tonight. Oh, Dane. The track's the black part back over there. It's not all the... You can get away with some track cuts, but only the green, not the multicolored outside.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot now lately, which is kind of odd. I don't know if he's just not happy with the car or he's just making driver mistakes. I'm not quite sure there. That's the worst it's been in a while, but that's what ended up making him lose this position.
Find my let's see, hide this away. Let's show the weather. Yep, track temp's now 101. When they started, it was 92 degrees earlier tonight. So, yeah, track temp's going up. Maybe those front tires not so happy. Looks like, well, no, he's 1.8 seconds longer in the pits than...
He's pitting again.
Maybe he's having to just take tires. Or,
maybe,
he might have gotten a few off tracks. This might be a drive-through.
That could be too.
We might see a few drivers serve some drive-throughs here tonight. And I think like that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah. And coming out right in front of Dom, who's finally pitted. Although, looky, there's Nick Terrell. Has not made his second stop yet.
Nah, he's still running a little bit long here. Probably going to be here within the next lap or two.
Taking the lead of the race, Dom's only 5 seconds behind. And judging by Dom having almost a second of pace on Nick in his outright speed, I think he's going to catch him before the end there.
And noticing the difference between the top two really has not changed whatsoever. So Dom continuing to run.
Still about 4 seconds. So Mason did save about 0.3 in the pits over Dom. Yeah, but their pit times 10.2, 9.9, and the rest of these guys that pitted a little earlier 12, 13 seconds. So
I mean, it was a good pit stop, but I mean, at this point, all the weight's on his shoulders right now, just trying to make up all the time on the track if he can.
So, interestingly, Powell has yet to pit. Okay, I was going to say, James was in second. What happened? So James has done 3 pit stops because I guess it's selecting his first pit stop as starting from his pit box. Okay, and that is Nick entering pit lane here. Whereas, where is Ricky Renner and Jack Stoneman? So it looks like, well, we're going to see because there's only about 8 minutes left. Nick may have a very, very short pit. Is he going to be able to beat Ricky out of the pits here?
This will be close.
Powell Casca into the pits now.
Pit exit's
Ricky has gone by.
Yep, there he went.
Yeah, Ricky's going to go by, but I think he is going to get the place off of Jack Stoneman. So he may wind up with the lead in silver.
So this is going to be a pretty good battle now for silver here. We're going to have a few cars here in contention for this.
Let's see. It's going to fix this up here. Okay. So James is pitted. Jack is pitted. That is... Okay, now that they're getting some sector times, we can tell. So Nick, 16 seconds ahead of James. There's 8 minutes to go. James only, his fastest lap is only 400ths of a second quicker than Nick's.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen. I think Nick is definitely taking home that, and Jack is definitely. He's got a little bit more pace, but I don't think he's got 16 seconds worth of pace. So your real question is the difference right here.
Yeah,
Can
that's
Jack get around
interesting.
James?
Yeah, I mean, I thought before this pit stop, Jack was leading by a pretty hefty margin. I thought it was. But yeah, that difference for Pitt with Nick Terrell there now out front is significant. But now the battle's on for P2 here between James, who again, I'll mention is in that battle for P1 in the silver division, as well as Stoneman. So this is an important battle when it comes to points position. But I'll point out something else I just casually noticed. Mason is only a second and a half back from Dom now.
I'm not showing anything from Dom as far as no off tracks or anything.
Yeah,
Unless that was Dom trying to get around Dane Simpson.
that could be possible.
I mean, we did see it did take James Pierce quite a few laps to get around Dane until that thing. And, even serving the drive-through, if Dane's tires were hot, that drive-through is going to cool down those tires a good bit as well.
Yeah,
So that
definitely will.
But now Mason has to get around Dane. And we'll see if that's going to be...
Oh! He turned him. And there's a hit into the front bumper.
Mason wanting to get the move on and get it done quick, but that gap, 3 seconds again.
Nah, I think you just lost it. I mean, that was a little bit of a desperate dive bomb there. A little interesting to see how that one will be reviewed. I'll be curious, but yeah, that was going to be a difficult pass. I don't think Dane expected that.
No, I don't either. Although, it looks like something may have happened to Alex Jaspers. We have a new leader here in bronze as Eric Martin. Where did that happen? Let me look back through here. Well, I guess I just completely missed that because I don't. SDK is generally pretty good about telling me when somebody passed, but I am not seeing that for that particular incident. So,
well, either way, it's 15 seconds, so Eric pretty much has this locked in the bronze division, barring anything weird going on, but there's less than 5 minutes to go here, and James is on pit road.
We're going to have to go back. Is that a incident limit for James, or is this a pit? That's a drive-through.
Oof. Bummer.
So that drive-through has put Powell Casca up to third in the silver division. And that's put Abi Rijivasam not far off the back there of James. Yeah, 3.6. I got a feeling James will walk away from Abi, but he's got another 10 incident points to deal with before he has to get another one of those drive-throughs.
I mean, that's a tough loss for him either way. Was P2 now back into P4, and he's gotta be a little bit behind. It's gonna be tough to make that pass over 3, just about 4 seconds back. But he's less than 2 seconds from Pau Casca. So I mean, that battle for P3 is definitely still gonna continue on here in these last now just about 3 minutes to go here.
You can see the that gap down to 1.4, and James is so aggressive into that last sector. That is where he gains most of the time on these guys. Though even through right there, there's 1.3, so a tenth in that corner. See what he gains through turn 1 here. We'll put the 1.2, 1.0, 1. There you go. There's quite a few tents made up.
Mm-hmm. He's flying. The car's good.
Yep. And
It's
now
just that
Powell's
little bit of
got
a setback.
Tim Thompson ahead of him.
We'll let him
Ti-
by. Smart move.
Yeah. Tim says, "I don't want any part of this battle. Just keep me out
Yep.
of it."
Very smart. Now
But
there's
that's down
nobody in
to
between.
that's under half a second now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could change just on a quick straightaway or another dive bomb like we just saw earlier. So, I mean, 2 minutes ago, he'll do whatever he wants now at this point.
Oh, I get to mess with Parks because Parks has James listed as gold on his window banner. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
I think James was gold a while back and then had some bad finishes that technically demoted him.
Yeah, that will do it.
But this
So
is
he's
that
there.
long, what I call the isn't straight.
He isn't straight. Yeah, that's very true. It is not. No, it's not straight.
But you can see right there that is put. Well, I mean, Powell's holding up to.
Ooh.
That's what it's that last little bit. James just
Mm-hmm.
runs those brakes that much deeper. I guess it's quote unquote proper trail braking.
Ooh.
That McLaren is all over the place.
Yeah, it does not like those curves one bit right here, and
Yeah, that
Can't be much
damage. There's
racing
now a 5-second gap between Dominique and Mason.
yeah,
So
that damage.
Mason
hasn't
taking
helped
his
Mason.
shot and maybe a little earlier premature, but
Mm-hmm.
looks like he's still 16 seconds ahead of Ricky Renner, so gonna come home with the second in gold there. But this definitely your closest battle here on track currently.
Ooh. He's got a good run here off the
Yeah.
corner. We'll see what he can do into this dive bomb hairpin corner. We've seen a couple guys make some deep lunges.
Giving him-
blinking the lights, trying to hope to get by, but that's not gonna quite work. Although I appreciate the comedy.
Oh,
Ooh, he's trying.
I think we have a sound clip for that. Hold
Oh,
on.
he's gonna try the outside.
I keep seeing that back end of that Audi doing the little wiggle.
Well, down this notch straightaway. Here we go. He's got the inside preferred. Can he make the pass? I don't imagine Powell is gonna give it up. As look at the crossover he tries, but not quite gonna
Yeah.
get there.
Up, he looked.
Oh,
That's got to
Oh,
be just the
tried.
camera angle, but that looked way more
Yeah, that looked
aggressive.
closer.
But we should be almost done here. We are over the time. Let's check in and see where is Dominique Ford here. So this will be the final lap. Dom coming into the final complex here. As you can see with Dom, it's I think he's backing off the pace a little bit, going, I'm not going to make any bad mistakes.
Yeah, no need. You got a car running in second with damage. That's no threat whatsoever. He's just one corner away here and looking to take another win. My goodness gracious, how dominant this guy is.
Yep, there's the lights.
GG's. Well done by Dom and the whole team once again. Another
We'll
victory.
start to see these guys finish out. Eric Martin taking the checker there in the bronze division win. Mason taking home second. A little bit of time for Ricky to come home here in a third overall and third in your gold division. Nick coming across the line for the win in silver division. Jack Stoneman going to definitely hold off James Pierce after that drive through. And Jay's managing to take in overtime, technically, the podium spot in silver away from Powell Casca.
Unless he can make a send here. Make it. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, James. Don't throw it away right there, James. So let's see here. Let me find, is Eric Martin in the Discord that I see? I do not see Eric. So Eric, if you're watching the thing back next time, if you're winning your division, we will bring you into the booth. So just be available in our Discord. So moving up from there, we will find it's going to be Nick Terrell. Where is Nick? I don't see Nick either in Discord. So I guess that means we're going to go straight to Ricky Renner, who I know has got to be here somewhere, right?
Gotta be.
Where is?
Maybe not. No, I don't see him either.
Nah.
Wow.
Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to post a little thing in here. And I'm going to have to do the add everyone. Add. I know these guys know that.
He might just be completely ignoring you.
Maybe. Let's see here. We'll give those two a few minutes to hop in. If not, in the meantime, we're going to grab Mason. Where is Mason? Mason. Drop him in here for a second. Mason, this is John and Tyler in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So it looked like Dom just had a little bit more pace, and he kind of pulled it out until I guess Dominic had a little bit of trouble getting around Dane there and let you close the gap a little.
Well, I think we both had problems, but at the end of the day, it's a newer track, and you know, I think I'm just hearing a lot of guys, saying they just bought that track, and yeah, so it was. So Dane already apologized, so I think we're just all good. It's little instances like that, but I think as far as the car, the BMW, it was unironically good at Misano. Um, I think, you know, I just wish it was a little faster, but at the end of the day, it was. I think I don't regret the car choice here tonight.
Could you tell the what was it? They remapped the boost curve.
I they remapped something. I think the GT3 cars that I think five of them had like major changes, and I think um the the BMW was definitely one of them, and I think that really helped out tonight. BOP favors, it was always Porsche, Ferrari, and now it's you see a little bit of diversity here and there, but I think overall it felt great. It felt a lot better than it was last season.
Well, congratulations on the podium tonight. Let's see. Next week we're going to Navarra. Looking forward to that one. Or
I have driven the track when it was debuted a bit, so I'm still not sure on the car choice though. So there goes that.
well, all right. Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to on that number 6 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Always to the family that always watches, and to you in the broadcast.
Well, we appreciate it, and hopefully we'll catch you next week, Mason.
Thank you.
All right. So looks like we got a few different ones in here now. Let's see. We'll pull Eric Martin in, and Tyler, you can take this one away.
Okay. Eric Martin, it's John and Tyler. You got us.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, not bad at all. Good race for you here tonight. Kind of a little bit of a shock. I kind of didn't expect you there, especially at the end, to kind of steal away the win in the bronze division. Take us through your race.
First stint, I just kind of tucked in behind a couple guys. I noticed we were running like 12 through 16. I think we were only like 2 seconds from me to 12. And I just kind of stayed there, ran the whole stint. I was like, all right, well, I'll just manage it. I knew the two guys in front of me, I think they took just a little bit short on fuel. So I was like, all right, we're going to be kind of offset. And then I just didn't take tires in the last stint. I think I got like a 6-second gap on them just from that. And I was like, all right, if I'm just gonna ice skate, if I can just milk it, half a second a lap, I was like, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So
Yeah, good job overall there. So again, I kind of want to point this out as I was looking at it. We were just casually highlighting the broadcast. You were running second there pretty strong the whole time to Alex Jaspers, and then all of a sudden there, towards the end after that pit stop, you took over and ran away with it. So it was a good run. Were you kind of coming into this race expecting a divisional win?
oh god, no. No, I've been off my personal pace lately. I haven't even been driving like myself. And then my teammates and I, we just practiced last night. I give it up to Ricky and Betts. Those guys, we just kind of locked in last night and we're running laps, and it was just kind of a team effort, honestly, last night in practice. And I just, for once, I felt good going into a race, kind of. I didn't expect to do this well. I was hoping for like a podium, maybe, but hey, I'll take it.
Well, good run for you there as a whole here. Fantastic job. Any quick shout outs you'd like to give here before we send you off?
Oh, big one out to the team, dude. It's such a teamwork just to even like constantly building speed. I feel like I'm getting faster. So I give it up to Ricky Renner, Josh Betts, Kevin Davis making our skins, always making us look good. That's pretty much it. Mom and Dad for birthing me, getting me here.
That's a new one. Hadn't heard that one yet in a interview. So again, congratulations, and hopefully we'll catch you next week at Navarre.
Much appreciated.
That was your gold. Sorry, not gold. I've got to change this. I'm going to have a talk with David about calling the other one bronze. Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure out another medal that's a different color.
Yeah,
But
there's plenty.
Yeah, that was your bronze division winner, Eric Martin. We're going to pull Ricky Renner, our third place in gold and overall in here. Ricky, this is John and Tyler in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you guys.
So, you were looking really strong there in qualifying, but looks like right off the bat you kind of got mugged and, one little setback here and there, and you go from leading on pole to third place.
It's that pole start. Haven't really been up there. It's usually just been follow what everyone else does. And Dom kind of slowed up coming out of the last turn, and I was a little bit ahead of him there. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to go slower. And it just so happened, like, as I was slowing down, he was catching up to me, and then it went green, and I was on the back foot. I wasn't sure how fast I should have been going right there, and it's just on me. I gotta learn and go from there.
Yeah, it was definitely looked to be an interesting race for you. We saw a little bit of a mishap. You got the Porsche a little loose there.
Yeah, I know Dom was one slow in, fast out, and also tire saving was a big thing tonight. And there were a couple spots where like I knew that I could get down the inside of him, and that was one of them. So I braked and I went to cut back across in just the dirty air, and cutting in too much, I just lost the rear, and that really kind of sealed the deal. I was kind of stuck behind Stoneman there for a little bit, and we lost a lot of time when I was trying to get by him. He had good pace, but when I was trying to get by him, I obviously slowed him down and myself down, and I wasn't able to make the pass stick. And then once I got clear of him, I had picked up so many off tracks that I was kind of in the danger zone and had to make sure I kept the car on track.
So how many instant points did you wind up finishing with?
I think I ended up finishing with 12. I picked up 6 or 4 just in the spin out alone, though, so that was tough. But when I was trying to get by Jack, I was pushing and picked up a few coming around that final turn. And I also had to slow down at one point, and I ended up blocking him on accident. I tried to hold the tight line, and just let him carry around the outside in the kind of main line. And he went for a cut back underneath and almost ran into the back of me. I felt kind of bad, but it worked out. I gotta take your guys' advice there, man. Maybe I need something for pit stops, because both pit stops, I came in, I took tires and a full tank of fuel on the first one, and I lost 2 seconds to everyone. Jack came in behind me, came out in front of me, and on the last pit stop, I only took fuel, and I still lost 2 seconds to everyone on the pit stop. So I'm not sure what I got going on there, but we got to clean that up if we want to have a chance at any of these.
I was going to say with Dom and Mason, I know they attack pit lane entry and exit.
Yeah, the first one I thought I was gonna get a speeding penalty coming on the pit lane, but I ended up getting it down there just in time. But yeah, I don't know. It's the stationary time that's killing me.
It could be.
I go up, but
I know we pointed out to someone else. It was in our Discord, but where you stop in the pit box does make a difference in how long it takes to give your tires. If you're a little too far, a little too, either a little too close or too far, it can add a second or two.
we'll go review some tape, see what some other people are doing, and see what we can do, because that's a big thing that's killing me
Also,
right now.
turning off the windshield banner. There's just a second or two right there.
I got that off, but
when I found that one
I'm
off,
not
I'm
sure.
like, you're kidding me. There's not one extra guy in that pit crew to rip the windshield banner off while the other guys are doing something?
Well,
Nope.
what's the Jack guy doing for 40 seconds, you know? It is what it is, though. You know, we had really good pace. Quality time was really good. Even once we got clean air, we were keeping pace, catching a little bit, maybe lose a little bit, but keeping it really about the same gap. But we just can't make the little mistakes. But we're a lot closer than where we started, and can hopefully just get better from here.
Well, again, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 53 machine before we let you go for the night?
You know, just the whole Next Gen Motorsports Pogo Porsche team. My other teammates out there, Eric Martin, Josh Betts. You know, they're just Martin got the win in the bronze division tonight, and Betts is slowly learning and getting closer to the rest of the field. So that's always positive. And yeah, you know, and you guys for putting on this event, the sponsors that you guys have, and everybody that's coming out and racing it, it makes it so much fun.
Well, we appreciate it. Hopefully, we will catch you again next week.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be there.
All right. So that was Ricky Renner's third place. So we had to do him a little offset tonight because you guys weren't in the spot they should be. But we'll pull your winner, Dominique Ford, in here. If my mouse will cooperate with me. Dom, this is Tyler and John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
So just get your opinion on that race. How did it go for you leading most of it there?
I thought the start was pretty fantastic. I don't know about you, but I thought that start was pretty clean.
Yeah, it looked like you caught Ricky sleeping.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna get a good jump, and I was worried I was gonna have to take him on the outside into turn one. But I got the jump on him, I guess. Caught him a little sleeping, like you said, and I was able to take the lead for majority of the race. And then, you know, he tried to get at me there into a few turns. I think it was lap 2 or 3. Which he got really close. I'll give him that. He got really, really close. I had to work for some of them spots, but it was still a lot of fun racing with him there. He had the pace on me a little bit. I hadn't did much practice. It was just a qualifying practice I had. So I was still trying to figure things out. I had did some laps here on ECC, and I think it was the last season with the GT3s. I did like an endurance race or something like that. And I was like, all right, the Lambo seems comfortable, so that's what we went with. Didn't have much practice, but I think we ended up with a good result after all.
Yeah, I think the Lambo is one of the few cars that I don't think they touched at all in the update.
No, I don't think so.
But so we noticed at one point Mason was able to get that gap back down to about 1.5 seconds. Was that just from trying to get around Dane Simpson?
Yeah, I had contact with Dane.
Oh.
He was trying to get around a car. I was also trying to get around him, and we made contact a few corners before the end of the lap, and that cost me a lot of time. But fortunately, I didn't get any 4Xs or anything like that, no damage. Oddly enough, actually, when I came into pit the first time, I grazed the wall. I grazed the inside wall, and it gave me front right damage. So I had front right damage for that second stint, and Mason was catching me. And Mason was in the chat with me, so he heard me say that, and he was pushing to try and catch me too. So we were going back and forth there. But I think I had a little bit more pace than Mason tonight. He chose the BMW, which is a decent option. He said it was all right for him, so he still got a P2, so great finish for him. But otherwise, I mean, it was still fun racing tonight.
Well, yeah. So we're going to Navarre next week. Have you run that track before?
I think week 13 when it first came out. Oddly enough, we're in week 13 now, so it's been an entire season, 12 weeks, 13 weeks, since I've touched that track again. It was in the vet, oddly enough, so I'll try the vet again now. There.
I think that's
We'll
exactly
see how
what
that
Mason
goes.
said.
I tried it in the vet and in the Mustang, but it's a cool track. It's a real flow to it, so it'll be a lot of fun to race there. There's some decent places to overtake. A lot of them are at 90-degree rights or into a heavy braking corner. So it'll be cool to see how we we can get with overtaking there. But otherwise, I mean, I've done some laps there, so I'm pretty keen for Navarro next week.
Well, again, congratulations here on the win tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out on that 91 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Like always, I say it every week. Shout out to you guys on the broadcast. It was fun going back and watching that last race and seeing the fuel strategy and you guys commenting on that. That was really fun. And shout out to the rest of the field. We're doing a good job, and we're all getting faster here by racing it this week. And I mean, shout out to Carl for keeping it up with this league. I've always been a blast ever since I've raced in this league. And shout out to Mason, shout out to Ricky. Good finishes on their behalf. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm excited for Navarre next week.
Well, again, congratulations, and we will catch you next week.
Yep, catch you next week. Have a good night.
All right. Drop Don back in there. And I just realized, Tyler, we forgot to do the results.
Let's do that. Let's see these final results after a
Do I have to
wild night.
go back to the live, apparently? You gonna... All right, come on. Oh, that's not what I was supposed to do. Did we wait too long? Do I have to... What if I do? There we go. Well... Oh, wait, here we go. There. All right, so Dominique Ford taking the win home tonight. Mason Smith coming in second. Ricky Renner in third. Nick Terrell fourth. Jack Stoneman fifth. James Pierce sixth. Powell Casca seventh. Aviva Shivasam in eighth. Braden Carlson in ninth. Alec Gullison in 10th. Eric Martin in 11th overall down in bronze, leading that one. Jose Mari in 12th. Alex Jaspers in 13th, Michael Piccanini in 14th, Tyler Bramble in 15th, Dane Simpson in 16th, Michael Broke in 17th, Tim Thompson in 18th, and John Crane in 19th, Joshua Betts in 20th, and James Molyneux in 21st. So that was the standings here tonight, and we will see. So if I do this, we'll pull up this here and show everybody what the standings for each division were as they finished out there. Because the rookies, it didn't say. So who wound up finishing good in the rookies? It was Gullison taking home the thing.
Yay! Good for him.
So, yeah, good job for Alan there. But from all of us here at CRN, we appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember to keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down, and we will see you next week.